welcome to the first hike of 2020. We're already starting off on a high note. We are in Great Smoky Mountain National Park at the Mingus Mill trailhead, and it is a beautiful Tuesday morning. It's currently about 37 degrees and a nice cool rain. The plan for this trip originally was I wanted to start hiking the segment 1 of the Mountains to Sea Trail. That's kind of been my bucket list. That's how I started off last year, hiking segment 10. So I wanted to start at start at the beginning, start at segment 1. Since it's January, Clingman's Dome, the road to Clingman's Dome is closed, so you got to hike there. So our original plan was we were going to drive to Newfound Gap and then hike from Newfound Gap to Clingman's Dome, and then from there just hike here to Mingus Mill. So Joe and I met here in Cherokee last night, and sure enough, due to ice and snow, the road to Newfound Gap is closed. Highway 441 is closed, so there's no way to get to the trailhead. So we tried to figure out kind of a alternate plans, figure out what we're going to do, because it was not easy for either of us to get here. And so what we're gonna do is an out and back, starting here at Mingus Mill. Today the plan is to hike from here to Poke Patch campsite, which is where we were originally supposed to camp tonight. According to the Mountains to Sea Trail guide, that's just over 17 miles. So not going to be an easy day. From there, we'll just see how it goes. I think this is going to be one of those trips where we call it day to day and figure out what we want to do day to day. But the tentative plan is hike to Poke Patch today, and then base camp at Poke Patch and do a day hike from Poke Patch up to Clingman's Dome, and then back to Poke Patch, and then from there either on day 3 hike all the way back here, or potentially break that up. We'll see. Don't have a whole lot of extra time to play with. So we're gonna get things squared away, get gear squared away, and then we'll see you on the trail. Good times.
If I'm doing the math right, that's 53.4 back here.
Yeah. All right, well, here we go. The rain has eased up considerably. So I had a hard time sleeping last night. One, just because of my work schedule, but two, I felt like it's kind of like the night before Christmas morning, and you're just excited and nervous. I was genuinely nervous thinking about this hike, because our new plans, our adjusted plans, are not something that I would have normally chosen. Doing this out of desperation, if that's the word. But I mean, we're out here, essentially took a week off of work to come out here, and to not do segment 1 of the Mountains to Sea Trail, it would have been extremely disappointing, and to not try will be even worse. So we're gonna give it the old college try. I was pretty nervous thinking about the hiking we had in front of us as I was laying in bed last night. It is so gorgeous out here. It's totally worth it. .3 per hour within an hour on the nose. Milk was a bad choice. Been steadily going uphill for at least a good 40 minutes.
3 miles.
But the good news is it's about a 6-mile uphill, and we've chipped away at probably a third of that. And then a nice long downhill. But it doesn't make it any easier. Boy, look how fogged up that lens is already getting. Somebody's breathing heavy.
Not me.
But just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, well, I feel like we're getting all the suck factor out of the way early on this trip. Just came up a nice steady incline, ever so gradual, but I think we're at about 3 miles-ish. But made it up to our first ridge line, and we've got some nice wintry mix. It was rain, and then it was freezing rain and sleet. Now it's trying to snow. I'm still gonna say good times, because this is better than it's better than sitting behind a desk, I'll say that much. We'll see how I feel in about an hour or tomorrow. But whew, good times. This has probably been the most challenging 5 miles I've hiked in recent memory. Joe's back there making it look easy, but walking through a winter wonderland. I'm not gonna lie, I was smoked for a little bit. I'm trying to finally get the wind back in me. We're walking along this ridge line between Newton Bald and campsite 52, and I think we're gonna stop for lunch at campsite and then press on. Whew. Good times. You know, not so much the heat that gets you, the humidity.
That's for sure.
So apparently it's cold in January in the mountains. Who knew? We stopped at campsite 52 on Newton Bold for lunch, and it's about the fastest lunch I've ever had. Scarfed down some food because the wind is just whipping along this ridge line. But it is gorgeous out here. Just a little on the chilly side. It feels like a different season on this side of the mountain. I mean, it was probably maybe a little over a mile since we've been on that ridge, but that ridge was just downright miserable up there. Cold, wind was blowing like crazy, so kind of just tucked my head down and gone. I mean, that was, quite honestly, that was the weather we were kind of expecting. We had to embrace it, but it's downright gorgeous now. Making our way down towards the creek. There's a series of campsites down at the bottom of this valley. Easing on down. Good times. Well, I knew there was a reason I keep asking my brother to come out on these trips with me. Because they're good for, big brothers are good for a lot of things. They're good for telling you when you're wrong, when you call a 20-year-old tree a Indian trail tree. And they're also good for pointing out when we totally missed a turn that we were supposed to take back up on that ridge line. But I think we were just so cold and ready to get off of that ridge line that we didn't even see the trail junction. So the good news is that there's so many trails around here that we don't have to backtrack. So that is really good news, because we've been on a pretty steady decline going into this valley. So backtracking would mean going all the way back up to that stupid ridge line. So we're gonna try to correct the mistake and take a couple of other trails that are going to meet back up with the MST, and then we'll be back on track. So we'll probably, not that we needed to add mileage to today, but it's a fixable mistake. Still a beautiful day. Still good times. Good. Well, so here we are at our trail junction where we're going to try to fix our mistake. We're going to go down the Deep Low Gap Trail. And I tried to do the rough math, and I think we've added about 2 miles to our trip today. So not necessarily welcome, but still a gorgeous view and a beautiful day. We just got to make it to camp so we can do this all again tomorrow. That It was not the most fun thing I've done all day. We made it back to the Mountains to Sea Trail after a not so insignificant detour. We got probably about 6 miles and some change to the campsite, and it's 3 o'clock. So it's gonna be dark when we get there. That's okay. Onwards and downwards.
Good times.
Good times. Amen. We're not quite what I would consider the home stretch, but we definitely got the hard part out of the way. Some serious elevation today. We're, well, I won't speak for Joe, but I'm beat. It's been a hell of a day. Very much looking forward to getting this pack off. Good times. I can't even show you the campsite because it's well after dark. Thank goodness we got the moon, but holy smokes, that was not easy. All right, fire, shelter, food. Let's get it done. Good times.